what we're going to do right now is we want to put as an example, this is the example that I'm going to do today with you. I might give you other examples that I did previously. Pushing an element completely to the left of any screen whatsoever, or to the right, wherever you want. Let's pin it completely to the left, okay? And I'm going to tell you what notes I have, how easy it is, if you guys can follow me, and we'll do some tests. Okay, so first of all, a few notes, my notes. I always test my code live on the published version. And second of all, to assign elements on the complete left or right, you need to make sure that the element is outside the structured site. Okay, let me explain what the structured site means. Everything that you put in is static. Okay, if you assign certain animated things or a certain property or function into an element, you're taking it outside the structured site, which makes it which makes it more important than the other elements. Why? Because it has a function. You're adding a function to it. Okay. So in other words, defining outside structured site, this means that the element is outside the structured code. It's part of the website, but has a bigger importance than the other elements. There are two ways to set an element outside the structured site. One, you either pin it or you add a parallax effect. Okay. Now the parallax animation effect, you don't need to set it up. You can just add it like this. Let's put it on the button. Okay. Right click, add parallax animation, put it here. Okay, the black line here and the motion here, and don't do anything. I mean, you're not putting any parallax. Okay. Simple as that. What you just did is that by putting the function, it's a parallax animation, you're putting it outside the code, meaning more important than the rest of the elements that we have here. Okay. So let me remove that. Oh, no, let me keep doing that. Okay, let's leave it. All right, so now I put a parallax animation, okay, or I can pin it, whatever I want, okay. But what I want to do, I'm going to do two examples. I'm going to start with that button here, and then I'm going to do the logo, which is also a text element, okay? So number one, what I'm going to do, I'm going to publish the site. Okay, so you can see I have a parallax animation, but it doesn't take any effect whatsoever, okay? I'm going to right click and inspect it. There you go. What we want to do, we want to go and see what is the div ID. So you can see that there's a parallax animation because the chunk of code is so much different than the one that we saw here. Where's the button here? Inspect, div ID. See, there's a difference in code. We added a transform into the code that doesn't transform, an animation that doesn't animate. So we just said that it's more important, in other words, okay? And what we want to do, on my right side, I'm going to click New Style Rule. And let's say, I'm just clicking here, and let's say I just want it to be completely to the left. So, simple as it can be, you just say left. You want to say right, you say right. You want to put it at the top, you say top. You want to put it at the bottom, you say bottom. Simple as that. Okay, so left, 0. You can put 0 pixels, 0%, 0 whatsoever. But since it's a 0, then you don't need to put anything. So 0. And now you want to make it extremely important, meaning that it's more important than the rest of the code, so it has to take effect even before the website loads. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put an exclamation mark and just say that it's important. It's important for me that it's on the left. That's it. I can zoom out as much as I want. Whoops, sorry. Click here and zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. And you can see that my button stays and will always stay to the left. If I want to move it somewhere else, well, I would say just using the WebD Studio. But if you want to completely pin it and push it completely to the left, regardless of anything, then just say that it's left. is 0, okay, because it starts from 0 to 100%, and just say that it's important. To say that it's important, you say exclamation mark important, and remember to finish with a semicolon. Now that you're done with that, all you need to do is copy this small chunk of code. Copy. Let's go to our studio, go to pages, home. Well, I have code here, but let me put it here. Paste. Save, always save, and then republish. And then what's going to happen is that my button is completely to the left, as you can see. Okay. Now, another way to do it. So I've seen a lot of clients that they do. Let me just zoom in here so everybody can properly see. I've seen a lot of clients asking me how to put my logo complete to the left or to the right, or just have the menu centered and let's say this element completely to the right and the logo completely to the left. All right, so let's do it. Inspect. We said we want div ID, right? So div ID. There you go. And I know that it's a pinned element. Remember, this and this is a pinned element. Okay. Now, not only that, it's also repeated on all pages. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I am going to div ID main text, new style rule, left. I can do 5% and just say it's important. Because if I say 0, it's going to be completely pinned to the left. Oh, import. And by the way, Chrome also auto-completes you, so it's even easier. So you see, it's completely to the left, but I want it to be, I'm not going to go in pixels. Let's say it's 5%. Oh, okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, so I copy this. Let's go to pages, home. I'll just take that off because nobody wants a button completely to the left. I'm just going to paste it here. Okay. Always save. It's important to save because sometimes if you do that a lot and you don't save it and you skip it, then it's not saved. Then you have to redo again, something that I hate doing. And let's say this, we want it to the right. Okay, so there is kind of a trick for that. Okay, to the left, it's super easy, but to the right, you need to say its left position is automatic. Okay, I have no control over it, but I have control over the right. Okay, so let me show you what to do if, let's say, you want to push it to the right. Okay, so number one, it's a menu, data type menu. This is div class, but I want the div ID. No, well, nav. Give me a minute, guys. Okay. So div in your menu. So left. Again, remember here we see div class. Do not pay attention to class. Class and ID are exactly the same. There are no multiple IDs to one class. It doesn't exist. I don't even want you to concentrate on that. Okay. So left is automatic. And of course, we want everything to be important. Important. Okay. Now you see that if it's automatically important, it's going to go to the left. Don't worry about that. Okay. Just put another one and say, no. I don't want left. I want right. Right is going to be 5%. And you see that it's already right. And you mark it as important. I always mark things important so that I know if sometimes something is not important, it's not going to work. So that's why I always put that it's important. So I'm just going to copy this whole chunk of code. And I'm just going to paste it again. Save it, publish it. Now I did put 5% because I just want everything to be same position. There you go. So you see, this is how you work. All right, so let me just review very quickly. So we publish the site, we inspect the chosen element, okay? We select the plus sign to add new CSS style, okay? If it's left, we just click on the plus sign, enter something, whatever. It opens the brackets. Remember that brackets need, whatever open brackets you see needs to be closed. If it's not closed, the effect or the code will not work. So left 0 because it's complete to the 0 of left, and you mark it as important because it's important. If let's say you want to push it to the right, you need to say the left position is automatic. I have no control over it, but what I want it to do, since it's automatic, I want it to be right. So right 0. Okay.